Well, I'll say it again. It's not over. No matter what, it's just not over yet, guys. We as Sabres fans have to endure the long, dragged out, painful end. Or it wouldn't be this time of the year for us, at least the last decade of our lives. The Sabres tonight had a pretty easy time of it, really. It wasn't that hard of a win. I mean, once they got going a bit, and they pretty much dominated this game, I thought. And look, the numbers are kind of even in the game overall. Maybe the shots on goal kind of aren't, but the Sabres in this game, nothing could go right for the Capitals. They kept hitting goalposts all night long. Luukkonen's body positioning did concern me in this game, though, I'll be honest. I know he only let in 2, but they had him beat quite a few times tonight. So we'll see. We'll see what they plan to do next game. The boys, who they're going to have in nets, I'm hoping it's going to be Devin Levi. Because at this point of the year, guys, I think we should just flip them each game, see what happens. You know, there's nothing else we can do at this point. Really, we have to hope for out of town everything to go right. And the Islanders won their game. And the Penguins won again. They won again. And New Jersey really lost again. So it's like it's starting to open up a little. Okay, let's look at the numbers. We'll talk about it. Okay, shots 35-24 for the Sabres. Pretty much we're the better team. That kind of says it right there. 44% on the faceoffs. They were 56%. Sabres 2 for 2 on the power play tonight. My goodness. The Capitals 1 for 3. We had 23 hits in the game. The Capitals had 24. 17 blocks for the Sabres, 18 for the Caps. 5 giveaways for the Sabres, 2 for the Capitals, and 6 takeaways apiece. Shots on goal per period. 13-4 Sabres in the first. 12-7 Sabres in the second. And you could feel they were going to come on in the third just because of that. I mean, the Capitals just kind of looked old and tired, I thought. 13-10 Capitals in the third. They make somewhat, I guess, a push. 35-24 total. Scoring. Well, guys, let me open it up here. Fehervary scores as third of the season from Scarbosa, and Lapierre makes it 1-0 at 2:46. And here we go again with the Capitals, with some guy that doesn't really scoring. And, you know, like this has been our story all year, folks. It's the first 5 minutes. I have to do a video on that. I have to research it and see how many games have we let in the first goal of a game before the 5-minute mark. I really got to check it. Okay, then Girgensons from Dahlin and Power ties it up at 15:42. And Peterka continues his good play from Tuck and Benson on the power play at 16:50 to close out the first period 2-1. And the Sabres take a 3-1 lead. Peterka again from Tuck at 10:54. And you could feel the game was kind of over there. Dylan Strome continues his strong season. We should have picked him up. I said it years ago. And you know what I heard on here? That he's washed up, that he's a bust. We'll take a look at those numbers this year. Strome, he's a late bloomer is all it was. Strome with his 26 of the season from Karlsson and Ovechkin makes it 3-2 after 2. We go to the third. Dahlin gets his 18th on the power play from Peterka and Thompson, 4-2 Sabres. And Thompson gets one in this game from Quinn and Benson. 5-2 Sabres, and really the rout is on. Tuck makes it 6-2 at the 5:33 mark. So if you look, 3:03, 4:48, 5:03, in 2.5 minutes, the Sabres scored 3 times. Tuck from Thompson and Dahlin makes it a 6-2 final. So it was a pretty easy win, really. It was a pretty easy win tonight. It wasn't like... It's not one of those games, guys, where I was stressing or I was worrying. I didn't really care either way. I said, if they're going to lose, they're going to lose. You know, somehow I figured maybe because it's the Skinner night that the boys would show up and play a game. I was hoping Skinner would get one in this game, though. Jeez, man. I mean, when he hit that crossbar, it's like, come on. Like, really? So I'm good with it. I'm good with the game. I'm good with being within 5 points. We're going to look at the standings here. Give me 1 sec, guys. And we will get on that. As I have my smoothie, let's look at the standings. Okay, you see Tampa holding on to that number 1 spot. They're pretty much in. Tampa's in. They'd have to have such a collapse. It wouldn't be funny if they were to miss. Tampa are 1 point away from eliminating any chances of us catching them, just so you know. Not that I'm thinking about it, but just for the record. The Capitals hanging on for dear life now after this loss. You see, they're 82 points in 74 games, 28 regulation wins, and then you got Detroit, 82 points in 75 games, but 26 regulation wins. Washington would get the tie break there. The Islanders win, and they are 81 points with 24 regulation wins, 75 games played. And very quietly, all of a sudden, the Pittsburgh Penguins are 4 games over 500. And look at those regulation wins. They just got to finish tied. And the Penguins have played 75 games. And there come the Sabres with that brutal 76 games. It's too bad it's not 75, but it's 76, which really kills our chances. And we're just clinging a game over 500 at this point, 77 points, 30 regulation wins. And then the Devils. 36, 35, and 4, as you see. 1 game over 500 also, 76 points. They played a less game than us. You look at the record, I mean, it's identical practically. But they got more regulation wins. So these teams are not out of it yet. In about 4 games from now, this will get smaller. So I'm wondering if the Sabres, if they're not getting in this year, are they going to last to game 80 like last time? I'm just curious. Will they? Because if they do... And for the record, guys, that's their 30th regulation win of the season. So they've tied last year's output with 30 regulation wins. That's how many regulation wins we had last year. And really became so damn close because we won so many in extra time last year is what it was. We had so many extra time games. So this time around, not so lucky. And the Sabres right now are, they got the same, they're going to have more regulation wins than last year, this year, when it's all said and done. So it's a strange season. It's a frustrating season because last year they seemed to play with so much more heart, it felt like, than this team. And this team's going to wind up having more regulation wins when it's all said and done. So it goes to show you, this is, the fact is they're just a talented team, guys, really, you know, and it's, am I surprised they beat Washington? Not at all. We're a better team. If you look at us on paper, we're just a better team than them. So, there's just, you can break down all these teams, and I would tell you Buffalo's better than Detroit on paper. They're better than the Islanders. Penguins, you can make an argument because of all those Stanley Cup veterans. And the Devils are stacked, as we know, with young talent, but I think that Timo Meier contract was a boneheaded move, and firing Lindy was another boneheaded move. Their GM's got to go over there, I think. So... if they're going to probably get back on track. And this is what happened to the Devils this year, folks. Same thing that happened to us. They took a step backwards. It happens to young teams. Devils are a very young team. You had people actually picking them to win the Cup this year, not me. No way. I've had Colorado from day one. No way New Jersey was ready to win the Stanley Cup. I couldn't believe some people were actually picking them. Just bizarre. Look, they're going to be a good team in the future. The Sabres, we know, will be. Pittsburgh's going to be a mess very soon. The Islanders also, I think. The Islanders are going to have to make some deals quick. The Red Wings rebuild. They're 29 years old, that team, and they still haven't made the playoffs. They're 29 years old. We're 25. They're 29. Big difference, guys. And the Capitals are at the end of their era. Really, they are. This is it. The Capitals get in this year. You know, and don't get me wrong, guys, I hate hurting the Capitals' chances. If we're not going to make it, I'm going to hate the fact that the Capitals, that we beat them tonight, because I don't want the Red Wings getting in. No. I want to see any team here get in. I don't want Detroit getting in. Not a division rival. No, I don't want them getting in. So tonight, pretty simple win. I think it's fair to say that we're probably going to be strong down the stretch, probably. Now, how many games will we win? How many no-show appearances will we do? That's the question now. And guys, I had no time pregame. I just got in this evening. There's a big storm happening right now, so I'm going to try and get this done. So if the power goes out on me, guys, I'll just throw it up the way it is with no end, just so you know, okay? If the power goes out all of a sudden, because there's a major storm coming here tonight. Now, I just want to look at, very briefly, guys, I want to look at the Sabres schedule now. We'll talk about it briefly. And what can be. And I'm very happy for Skinner, by the way, guys. I should mention that. His 1,000th game. It is nice, you know. It is nice. The guy loves being a Buffalo Sabre, and he's never played a playoff game. I hope when we end this drought, and we will end this drought, that he's part of it. Maybe this year, if things went our way all of a sudden. Right, we got the Flyers next, guys. And the Flyers are all of a sudden crashing and burning. All of a sudden, after a very steady season, the playoff pressure is getting to them. And the Flyers right now are 2-5-3 their last 10. They've won 2 regulation games in their last, 2 wins. 2 wins in their last 10 games. But they've been getting those important games that they're losing. At least 3 of the 8 are in overtime. They fought to regulation ties, these guys. They're doing what they can. 5 of the 10 games, they couldn't be beaten in regulation still, you know? So right now they're sitting on 83 points. So if we were to catch them, let's keep an eye on them. We're 6 points behind the Flyers. We could get to 4 all of a sudden, okay? We got to keep an eye on them too, because if the Capitals pull away, even if we beat them and sweep them, there's still an outside shot we could catch Philadelphia. There's always a chance. Okay, we'd have to finish a point in front of them. They got 2 more regulation wins than us. Oh, no, sorry, guys. No. I was looking at the row column. No, I'm wrong. I knew right away. What am I saying? No. Tie. The good news is we can tie one of these teams and get in. But we have to count on the Islanders, Penguins, and the Red Wings to kind of sit dormant as we're winning. So, guys, you know how it is. It's I know the odds are bad, but I like to think it can happen. You know, season's not over yet. No, not until it's all said and done. It's not over yet. But I want to see, regardless, I want to see us at least wreck Washington or Detroit's season. I want to at least be the team that wrecks some seasons. Like if we can beat those guys out, okay, if we can beat Washington and Detroit in these next 2 games that are eventually coming very soon, and it knocks them out of the playoffs by 1 point, hey, mission accomplished, guys. Mission accomplished, okay? We want to at least wreck some teams. If we're not getting in, then at least let's wreck some other teams. Let's do it to them. Let them have their heart broken and let them live with missing the playoffs by 1 point like we did last year, right? And then let the Islanders get in or whatever. But I want to see the teams that we still have on our schedule having to beat us to still get in, and the Sabres beat them. Yeah, I want at least that this year. I want to get at least that much down the stretch for the record, guys. Okay, done. I'm going to stop it here. I don't know if you guys can hear this wind. It's crazy right now, and I'm sure we're going to lose power very soon. So I just got a bad feeling about it because out here it seems like, guys, 5 drops of rain and the power goes out. It's ridiculous sometimes. All right, so done for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point. We'll talk about the boys a bit more tomorrow. I mean, a win always helps our morale a little, you know, just for the keepsake of talking about them and them at least showing a little pushback tonight. I thought it was a little too easy, to be honest, how they won this game. They didn't even look like they had to give 100%, really, the Capital team that showed up tonight to play us. But they had some rough luck, too, with all those goalposts in the game. All right, guys, see you tomorrow.